YCN, your local view on WVBK-CA, serving Manchester, Londonderry, Vermont, and South Charlestown, New Hampshire, and WVBQ-LP, serving Charlestown, New Hampshire, and Rockingham, Vermont.
Coming up tonight on YCN, an emergency boil order has been issued for the entire city of Claremont after they found E. coli in a water sample. A woman rescued her dog yesterday from a fire inside her own home. We have highlights from the Dartmouth vs. UVM men's hockey game. See who came out on top. And we'll hear from co-president of the New Hampshire League of Women Voters, Liz Tantarelli. With more news and weather, stay tuned. It's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that is happening in our area. The YCN News Hour, your local view.
Good evening and welcome to YCN. I'm David Carmichael. An emergency boil order is in place for the entire city of Claremont. The boil order is in effect until further notice. E. coli was found in a water sample. This bacteria can make you very sick, especially for those with weak immune systems. All water for consumption should be brought to and kept to a vigorous boil for no less than 2 minutes and left to cool before using. Use boiled water for brushing teeth, washing vegetables, making infant formula, food preparation, and washing dishes. If you have any additional questions, you can call the Claremont Department of Public Works at 603-542-9538. A woman and her dog are safe after a fire destroyed their two-story home on Route 10 near the Lime Line early yesterday morning. Magna Janey was at home when the fire started on the first floor at around 5:45 a.m. She was outside of the house when the first engine arrived 20 minutes later, but not before re-entering the house to retrieve her dog. The dog was unconscious when firefighters arrived, but paramedics were able to revive the animal. Yesterday, U.S. Senators Jeanne Shaheen and Scott Brown led a bipartisan group of members from both chambers of Congress in support of the Shaheen Amendment that would allow the Department of Defense to cover the cost of abortions for servicewomen who are victims of rape or incest. Today's letter urges the leaders of the Senate and the House Armed Services Committee to retain the Shaheen Amendment as they negotiate the final version of the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. The Shaheen Amendment is included in the version of the NDAA that was unanimously passed yesterday in the Senate and is now pending final negotiation between the House and the Senate. Governor-elect Maggie Hassan has told New Hampshire agencies to submit new, lower spending requests for the two-year budget taking effect in July. Hassan asked agencies on Wednesday to come up with budgets that spend 97% of their adjusted 2013 appropriation for 2014. She asked them to submit requests for 2015 that equal the 2013 appropriation. Hassan said the 97% budget targets will serve as a baseline to allow her to better identify priorities. She said the agency budget requests may be adjusted higher or lower depending on the revenues, federal actions, and state priorities. Agencies have requested $3.3 billion in spending from state tax resources, a 26% increase over the current budget, and $11.9 billion from all funding sources, or 19% increase. A historic Bellows Falls diner is set to reopen under new ownership this month after it indiscriminately closed last June. The Miss Bellows Falls diner, located at 90 Rockingham Street, was purchased by restaurant proprietors Brian and Alicia McAllister in late August after the opportunity arose to bring back the popular downtown landmark. The McAllisters, who also operate Father's Restaurant in nearby Westminster, said they hope to have the diner reopened by mid-December. It has been a staple in the village since 1942, both as a morning ritual for locals and a hotspot for visitors. After the break, we'll hear from Diane Moore, owner of the Larks and Nightingales Clothing Boutique.
The YCN News Hour continues in a moment.